It don't mean a thing. All you gotta do is sing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing.
Welcome to the Old Time Radio Show, folks. An evening of audio entertainment, including music, comedy, and suspense. Tonight, listeners will be treated to music from some of the most prominent performers in music history, the comedy stylings of Abbott and Costello, and an episode of the classic radio show, The Shadow. It's sure to be a thrilling night. Now, sit back and enjoy It Don't Mean a Thing by Irving Mills and Duke Ellington, performed by our very own Portland High School students.
If it ain't got that swing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop. It don't mean a thing. All you gotta do is sing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop. It makes no difference if it's sweet or hot. Just give that rhythm everything you got. Oh, it don't mean a thing if it ain't got that swing. Do-wop, 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 do-wop.
Up next, Mariah Lawler singing Don't Get Around Much Anymore by Duke Ellington.
Missed the Saturday dance. Heard they crowded the floor. Couldn't bear it without you. Don't get around much anymore. Thought I'd visit the club. Got as far as the door. They'd have asked me about you. Don't get around much anymore. Darling, I guess my mind's more at ease. But nevertheless, why stir up memories? Been invited on dates. Might have gone, but what for? Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore. Without you, don't get around much anymore. Awfully different without you. Don't get around much anymore.
Wasn't that just the most lovely number, folks? And now, get ready for a perilous adventure starring America's first brooding crime fighter, The Shadow.
Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
The Port presents The Shadow, a man of mystery who strikes terror into the very souls of evildoers everywhere. Lamont Cranston, a man of wealth, a student of science and master of other people's minds, devotes his life to righting wrongs, solving crimes, protecting the innocent, and punishing the guilty, using advanced methods that may ultimately become available to all law enforcement agencies. Cranston is known to the underworld as the Shadow, never seen, only heard, as haunting to superstitious minds as a ghost, as inevitable as a guilty conscience. With his friend and constant companion, the lovely Margot Lane, the Shadow meets up with danger tonight when the ghost walks again. Night. Peaceful, serene night has just fallen on a small New England town. As the village clock strikes 9, we hear the footsteps of a couple townspeople heading toward a village meeting, taking a shortcut through an ancient graveyard, when suddenly...
Sam.
Yes?
Sam, look. Up there, by the big oak. Isn't that a freshly dug grave?
Well, now, it certainly looks like one.
Mighty odd. That section's been closed off. There have been no burials there in over 200 years?
We'd better take a look up there.
Hold that lantern higher, Sam. That's it.
Say, that dug-up ground looks to be by the grave of Sir Roger Mathis. It is the grave of Sir Roger Mathis. Now, who could have done that?
I don't know, but it's a pretty snide trick. Desecrating a 200-year-old grave, the grave of our first governor of our colony, whoever the meddler is.
No meddler desecrated this grave.
Who was that?
Sam, look, walking towards us. Look at that man.
His clothes are covered with dust. Strange clothes. Knee breeches, powdered wig, Puritan hat.
Sam, look at his face. It's like a death mask.
It looks like the old pictures of Sir Roger.
I am Sir Roger. I have returned from the dead.
No, this is a joke.
I do not jest. I have returned to save thee and thy village from its sinful ways.
It can't be. It can't be.
Silence! If either of thee utters word, I shall run thee through with this sword.
What'll we do, Sam? What'll we do?
Thou shalt do as I command. The will of Sir Roger Mathis is law. To break it means death. Dost thou hear? Death!
Stebbins, I don't know why you keep calling.
Quiet! 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 Townspeople! Gentlemen and ladies, the issue that brings us here tonight is this old meeting place. As you all know, it was erected in 1712 by the first governor of this colony, Sir Roger Mathis. And as you also all know, nothing has been disturbed within these walls since that day. The furniture, the paintings, even the ancient punishment stocks and torture presses are all in their original places. Now, the issue that's been proposed by some members is that this hall, which has always been a private gathering place for the descendants of the first settlers of the village, be open to the public as a museum, and an admission price be charged.
The proposition is an outrage!
Please, Mr. Crossman.
An outrage, I say! Thou art violating the very laws passed down to us by our founder, Sir Roger
Silence,
Mathis.
Crossman. You'll have a chance to talk later on.
I shall talk now! Someone go into the next room and fetch the original ruling written in Sir Roger's own hand. You go, Harvey.
Yes, sir.
I shall read to thee his documents. In it, he states that only
Oh,
the
no!
families of the village shall...
What is it, Harvey?
In the press, the ancient torture press, there are 2 bodies.
What?
It's Sam and Grace Merrill. They've been crushed to death.
Crushed to death? It looks like they're clutching something in their hands. Both of them. See what it is, Harvey.
Yes, sir.
Who could have done such a thing?
Why, I saw them only an hour ago.
Here you are, Mr. Stebbins. It looks like old parchment.
Yes. That's what it is.
It looks like there's writing on them. What does it say?
No. No, it can't be. These are 2 ancient death warrants, signed by Sir Roger Mathis.
I hope those state troopers come soon, Mr. Stebbins.
They will soon, Harvey.
I don't like being alone in this place.
Someone has to stay in the old hall with the bodies until the police arrive.
I don't know, it's scary in here.
What is there to be afraid of?
What is there to be afraid of? Tell me, who killed Sam and Grace? Why were they killed?
I don't know.
Oh, I know why. They were for opening this place against the original wishes of Sir Roger. And now, he's had something to do with their deaths. I just got a feeling.
No, you stop talking nonsense, Harvey.
He was a stern old Puritan, Sir Roger. I read all about him. The men that disobeyed his wishes. You hear that? What's that?
Yes. Let me check the door.
Footsteps. Footsteps coming into the hall.
Now see here, Harvey. If you're gonna act like a fool...
Look, good heavens! The ancient clothes, the Puritan hat, and a face! Like a face from the grave! It's Sir Roger!
Yes. It does look like him.
He's coming towards us. I can't stand this. I'm getting out of here.
Harvey! Come back here! Harvey! 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 Harvey, you shouldn't have done a fool thing like that.
You have been left alone, John Stebbins.
You can't frighten me. Who are you?
I am the ghost of Sir Roger Mathis.
Now you keep away from me.
Thou hast broken the laws I've handed down to thee. Thou hast suggested opening this meeting place to the public. And for that, thou must pay the ultimate price.
No. Keep away.
Pay! Pay with your life!
Yes? Who is it?
It's me, Harvey. I have to see you, Sheriff.
Why? What is it? What's wrong?
Sir Roger! The ghost of Sir Roger! We just saw him in the meeting hall!
Now, take it easy, Harvey. Where's Mr. Stebbins?
He's still in the hall! He's alone with the ghost! Come with me at once! Right in here, sir.
Hold that lantern steady, Harvey. I can't see a thing.
What's happened to him?
Now, I'm sure he's all right. We'll just have a look around here. Harvey, look. Look there by the speaker's pulpit.
It's Mr. Stebbins. His arm is locked in the ancient punishment stock.
Stebbins!
His neck, it's twisted so strange.
Mr. Stebbins is dead, Harvey. He's been strangled.
Oh,
Look there in his hand. He's clutching a piece of parchment.
it's the same as the others.
Yes, another death warrant, signed by Sir Roger Mathis. And that was the night the whole thing started, Mr. Cranston.
Oh, that's so gruesome, Lamont.
Indeed, Margot. Sheriff, have the state police uncovered anything?
Nope, they're as baffled as we. That's why I sent for you.
Has the ghost of Sir Roger been seen since?
Yes, Miss Lane, many times. And there have been others who have died by his hand.
How many?
2 more. One was found hanging from the tree that was used just for that purpose in the olden days.
And the other?
He was tied to the ancient ducking stool. We found him in the river, drowned.
And were both of these victims clutching a death warrant when they were discovered?
Yes, the same way.
Have there been any clues at all? Anything that would link these crimes together?
Well, all the men who died were in favor of opening the old meeting place to the public.
I see.
But that only strengthens people's belief in the ghost of Sir Roger. They say this is his vengeance for proposing such a move.
Well, aside from the ghost of Sir Roger, what living person was opposed to the opening of the meeting place?
Quite a few would vote that way. The leader of the faction is old Silas Crossman.
Was he present that first night when the bodies were found?
Yes, but you can't suspect him, Mr. Cranston. Old Silas is one of our leading citizens. His family was one of the founders of the village.
I see. So you've never really questioned him then, Sheriff?
No. No, I haven't.
Tell me, Sheriff, this ghost of Sir Roger, just where and when has he been seen? When have these appearances been made?
He's always been seen in the old meeting hall, usually at the hour of midnight.
Can it be arranged for us to get in the hall at that hour, Sheriff?
Why, certainly.
Without anyone in the village knowing that we're there?
Yes.
Very well. Then we shall seek out the ghost of Sir Roger Mathis tonight.
Lamont, I don't think the ghost will ever appear.
The evening isn't over yet, Margot. Not frightened, are you?
No, of course not. Well, I mean, not very.
Listen. Midnight. The hour for the ghost to appear.
I don't think he's coming.
Well, suppose we find that out. Right now. Sir Roger? Sir Roger? If you can hear me, why don't you show yourself?
No one.
Give him time, Margot. Give him a chance to
Lamont, listen.
That did it. He heard me. He's coming.
Where are those footsteps coming from?
I can't tell yet. They seem to be somewhere overhead.
Isn't there a small back room just above our heads?
Yes. They seem to be right above us now. Give me that flashlight, Margot.
Here you are.
Is that you, Sir Roger?
Who called me? Speak up! Who summoned Sir Roger Mathis?
It is Sir Roger.
I warned thee. I will bring destruction upon thee. Who called out my name?
I did, Sir Roger.
Where art thou?
Right down here, below you.
Lamont, that face. Look at that face. It's not human.
This face was not made for you to look upon. Why art thou here?
We've heard a lot about you, Sir Roger. The fear you've created in this village. We don't share that fear. That's why we're here.
Thou art fools! The fate of the others will be thy fate as well.
We're chancing that. Come ahead. Begin your destruction. I am most curious to learn what your powers are.
I select the time for my revenge!
I see. Then you are not going to harm us tonight, is that it? Very well. If you won't come to us, then we shall come to you.
Stay where thou art! I warn thee!
Come on, Margot. We're going up to meet Sir Roger right now. Hurry, Margot, up these stairs. Well, Sir Roger? He's gone!
But where did he go?
I have chosen not to meet thee at this moment.
Where is that voice coming from?
Listen to me, both of you.
He must have gone through a secret panel.
Thou hast defied the laws of Sir Roger Mathis. And by my sword, thou shalt die for it!
All right, folks, let's take a break from the suspense for a musical interlude. First up will be Brenna Adams singing Someone to Watch Over Me by George and Ira Gershwin. Following, we feature our instrumentalists in Louis Prima's Sing, 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 with Iggy Arlith, Preston Dibian, Sam Hoving, Abby Davison, and Bryson Krieger. Rounding out the set will be Preston Dibian performing Gus Kahn's musing lyrics in Dream a Little Dream of Me.
There's a saying old says that love is blind. Still we're often told, seek and ye shall find. So I'm going to seek a certain lad I've had in mind. Looking everywhere, haven't found him yet. He's the big affair I cannot forget. Only man I ever think of with regret. I'd like to add his initial to my monogram. Tell me, where is the shepherd for this lost lamb? There's a somebody I'm longing to see. I hope that he tell him please to put on some speed? Follow my lead. Oh, how I need someone to watch over me. Although he may not be the man some girls think of as handsome, to my heart he carries the key. Won't you tell him please to put on some speed? Follow my lead. Oh, how I need someone to watch over me. Someone to watch over me.
Help, help, somebody help.
What seems to be the matter?
I found myself on the wrong side of the housing market and just can't get out.
Well, don't worry, my friend. I know a special agent who can help you get out of your housing troubles.
You do?
Special Agent Nick Sanborn at Sanborn Real Estate. You can find his office at 100 Kent Street, Portland, Michigan.
Oh, I thank you.
And tell him that Portland High School sent you.
Stars shining bright above you. Night breezes seem to whisper, I love you. Birds singing in the sycamore tree. Dream a little dream of me. Say nighty-night and kiss me. Just hold me tight and tell me you'll miss me while I'm alone and blue as can be. Dream a little dream of me. Stars shining, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. Now I'm a longing to linger till dawn, dear. Just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, dream a little dream of me. Oh, stars shining, but I linger on, dear, still craving your kiss. Now I'm longing to linger till dawn, dear, just saying this. Sweet dreams till sunbeams find you. Sweet dreams that leave all worries behind you. But in your dreams, whatever they be, you've gotta make me a promise. Promise to me you'll dream. Dream a little dream of me.
And that, folks, was Preston Dibbian with the croons to make you swoon. Next up, our adventures with the Shadow will come to a fiery conclusion. The next morning, Lamont Cranston and the lovely Margot Lane returned to the town meeting place to try and discover the origin of their mysterious visitor of the previous night.
Well, this meeting hall certainly looks different in the daylight, doesn't it?
Yes, very much so.
Did you say anything to the sheriff about our encounter last night, Lamont?
No. I thought it best not to mention it to anyone for the present. We do know now, though, that Sir Roger proved himself to be a very human ghost.
Yes.
But who he is, and what his motives may be, remain to be discovered.
Yes. And how he got away.
Yes, that's what we must find out right now. Let's take a look at this wall, Margot.
I think he escaped through a secret panel.
Undoubtedly. You start at this end, Margot, and I'll look down by the speaker's pulpit. If you find anything suspicious, call me.
Well, this panel seems solid enough. No sign of any break-in.
Good morning.
Whoa,
Oh, sorry. I didn't mean to frighten you.
it's all right. I just didn't hear you.
I'm Edward Darrow.
How do you do? I'm Margot Lane. Oh, Lamont, would you come here?
Yes, coming.
Lamont, this is Mr. Darrow, is it?
Yes.
Darrow? Mr. Cranston.
How do you do, Mr. Cranston? The sheriff tells me you've been trying to track down our elusive ghost.
Well, we're making an attempt.
I'll be greatly relieved if you succeed.
And why is that?
Well, I'm more or less the leader of the group who wished to open this meeting hall to the public, and most of the rest of the group has met death at the hands of the ghost.
Oh, and you feel you might be next?
Yes, sir.
Have there been any attempts on your life?
Not yet. Knock on wood. Although, my uncle probably wishes there had been.
Your uncle?
Silas Crossman. He heads the opposition group. He's plenty sore at me, and I guess I disgraced the family name by fostering this move to open the meeting hall.
I see.
So, have you discovered any clues to the killings yet?
Not yet. We were just looking around in here, having heard of the ghost and knowing that all good ghosts use secret passageways and such. We hoped we might stumble upon one.
Say, that's an idea. Perhaps I can help.
How?
Well, I'm to be in charge of the restoration work in this hall, if it's ever open to the public. And I have a sheaf of the original plans for the building at my home.
Could we see them?
Sure, I could bring them by this evening if you wish.
Well, we'd appreciate that. Where should we meet you?
Right back here, at the meeting hall.
All right, that's a date.
All right, I guess I'll be getting along. Oh, I trust no word of this will get back to my Uncle Silas. He might, well...
We won't mention it to anyone.
Thank you. Well, until good night.
Goodbye.
Margot, I think it's time we investigated Mr. Silas Crossman. I'm going to pay a call on him right now as the Shadow.
What was that?
Sorry to interrupt your letter writing, Mr. Crossman.
Who are ye? Where does thy voice come from?
I am right beside you, Silas Crossman. Don't trouble yourself to look for me. No human eyes have ever seen me.
What is thy name?
I am called the Shadow.
What brings thee into my house?
I'm in search of ghosts, Silas Crossman. The ghost of Sir Roger Mathis.
And why would you seek him here?
Because I believe you know all about him.
I know no more than the others.
Why are you opposed to the opening of the old meeting hall?
Because the hall belongs to only to those of the village. For hundreds of years it has been that way. They shall not desecrate an ancient tradition.
Do you realize those are the same words used by the ghost of Sir Roger Mathis?
I'm aware of that.
People aren't going to continue to believe that a ghost was responsible for the killings in this village. Soon they will know a human head has caused these deaths. And when they do, Silas Crossman, their suspicions will fall upon you.
Why? Why me?
Because of your behavior. The way you live in this house, surrounded by the relics of the past. You still write with ancient quill. In your speech, you use the antiquated thee and thou, just as the ghost of Sir Roger does.
That proves nothing!
You're wrong, Mr. Crossman. That evidence alone would be enough to convict you in a court of law. Now tell me, what do you know about these killings?
Nothing! I know nothing about them!
Very well. I've given you your chance. Let me warn you, Silas Crossman, there is no escaping justice. If you are the killer, believe me, you will pay for your crime.
Lamont, do you think Mr. Darrow will keep his word?
I believe so, Margot.
Good. I shouldn't like to spend many more nights in this eerie old hall.
Well, if everything works out as I expect it,
Listen! Listen to those footsteps. Could it be Sir Roger again?
we'll soon find out.
Hello there. Sorry I'm late.
Oh, it's you, Mr. Darrow. You gave us quite a scare.
Sorry. That seems to be quite a habit with me, doesn't it?
Did you bring the plans?
Yes, 2 copies of them. Here, take one.
Thank you. I think we better go right to work. We can each start at one end of the hall, Mr. Darrow.
Very well.
What about me?
If you don't mind, Miss Lane, perhaps you could stay with me. You see, my eyesight is rather poor, and in this dim light,
I'll go with you, Mr. Darrow.
Thank you. Here are the plans, and here's my flashlight, Miss Lane.
Call out to me if you find anything.
Yes, we will.
We can start right here, Miss Lane. Do the plans indicate anything for the section?
Well, there does seem to be one thing that might mean something. It would seem to be right around this point on the wall.
Where?
This panel here. Look, Mr. Darrow. This panel, it moves.
Why? So it does.
I'll see if I can get a hold of it. There. Why, it's opening. We must call Lamont.
Shut up!
Let it go!
If you're so anxious to meet Sir Roger, suppose I take you to meet him right now.
Let me go! Let me go! Lamont, help!
Margot!
In you go!
Where are we? Where have you taken me?
A secret compartment beneath the meeting hall, known only to me.
Let me out of here!
Cry out to your heart's content if you wish. No one will hear. These walls are made especially thick to muffle sound. They had a purpose in building them that way in the olden days.
What do you mean?
This room, which I discovered through the plans, was an ancient torture chamber. A torture chamber, yes! Look about you. See the press, the spike-studded pit. Excellent place for entertaining, don't you think?
Then it was you who's been impersonating Sir Roger.
That's correct.
But why did you bring me here?
See the fire I've started in the forge? See the white-hot branding iron I placed in it?
Why are you doing this?
In the days of the Puritans, they had a very satisfactory method with dealing with meddlers. They branded them upon their foreheads.
No!
Soon, young lady, you shall feel the searing agony of that branding iron biting into your flesh.
You're mad!
You won't feel the pain too long. Oh, no. You see, after I see you branded, I have another treat for you. The press. The torture press!
Let me out of here!
Prepare yourself! The branding iron is ready to use. You see? It's glowing now.
You can't do this, please!
Prepare yourself, Miss Lane. I have the iron now.
Keep it away from me! Keep it away!
Drop that iron, Mr. Darrow.
Who was that?
Release the girl.
No! Let go of my arm and let me finish my work!
There. Your work is finished, Mr. Darrow.
Who are you?
I am the Shadow.
I've heard of you.
Then you know too I'm here to put an end to your career of torture and murder, Mr. Darrow.
And how do you plan to do that, Mr. Shadow?
By turning you over to the police.
The police will never get me.
We shall see. But why did you do it? Why did you kill those men?
Because of my uncle, Silas Crossman. I stands for. But now, I've had my revenge. He will be blamed. He will be held for the murders.
What makes you think that?
Because none of us are leaving this building alive.
You're wrong, Mr. Darrow.
You'll see. You'll see.
Look out! He's tipping over the fire in the forge!
Don't do that, Darrow.
It's done now, Shadow. Look, the flames are already licking up the walls. This old hall's a tinderbox. It'll burn in no time.
The fire's catching all over the room!
What are you going to do now, Shadow?
We're getting out of here. Go to that door at the end of the room, Margot. If we can get up the doors, we have a chance to escape. I'll keep him away from you. No, hurry, Margot, hurry!
Hold on to my hand, Margot.
Smoke. Lamont, I can't see.
We got to get going. We're upstairs now. We should be near the door.
Lamont, this smoke,
Margot, I'll carry you. We haven't got far to go. Only have to make it to the door. The door. Wait, this is it. I found the door. Margot, we've made it. How do you feel, Margot?
Better, thank you.
Oh, good. Take a look at that building. It's a mass of flames.
Yes, we got out just in time. Any sign of Darrow?
No, there's no hope for him now. He must be burning alive.
In the belfry of the meeting house. There's someone standing up there.
Lamont, it's Darrow.
Yes. Look at him. He's waving his arms. He's shouting something to the crowd.
Lamont, he's going to jump.
Turn your head, Margot. I've just talked with the police, Margot. They searched Darrow's house.
Did they learn anything?
Yes. Among other things, they found the costume he wore for his ghostly impersonation.
Why did he ever do it, Lamont?
Well, they found his diary among his effects. That told the real story, Margot.
What was it?
The young man was anxious to inherit his uncle's fortunes, So he designed the first murder to throw suspicion on the old man, hoping that he would be blamed for it and possibly executed for the crime.
Oh, I see.
He certainly didn't have a very balanced mind to begin with. And after the first killing, he just went berserk with a lust for murder that proved his downfall.
Well, it ends in one good thing.
Oh yeah? What's that?
The town will no longer be divided about the meeting hall, because now there's no more hall.
The weed of crime bears bitter fruit. Crime does not pay. The shadow knows.
Well, folks, it looks like Daryl got what was coming to him in the end, and what a crooked character he turned out to be. Now, to lighten the mood, we'll hear from Abby Davison and Emerson Dibian singing Let's Call the Whole Thing Off by George and Ira Gershwin. After, we'll take a trip with Iggy Arleth, Ellie Pung, and Isabel Nelson as they perform Harry Warren's I Got a Gal in Kalamazoo.
Things have come to a pretty pass. Our romance is growing flat. For you like this and the other, while I go for this and that. Goodness knows what the end will be. Oh, I don't know where I'm at. It looks as if we two will never be one. Something must be done.
You say either, and I say either. You say neither, and I say neither. Either, either, neither, neither. Let's call the whole thing off. You like potato, and I like potato. You like tomato, and I like tomato. Potato, potato, tomato, tomato. Let's call the whole thing off. But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part. And oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart. So if you like pajamas and I like pajamas, I'll wear pajamas and give up pajamas. For we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off.
You say laughter, and I say laughter. You say after, and I say after. Laughter, laughter, after, after. Let's call the whole thing off. You like vanilla, and I like vanilla. You sarsaparilla, and I sarsaparilla. Vanilla, vanilla, chocolate, strawberry. Let's call the whole thing off. But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part. And oh, if we ever part, then that might break my heart. So if you go for oysters and I go for oysters, I'll order oysters and cancel the oysters. But we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off.
You say either,
And you say either.
you say neither.
And you say neither.
Either,
Either.
neither.
Neither.
Let's call the whole thing off. You like potato,
And you like potato.
you like tomato.
And you like tomato.
Potato,
Potato.
tomato.
Tomato.
Let's call the whole thing off. But oh, if we call the whole thing off, then we must part.
like pajamas.
And you like pajamas.
I'll wear pajamas.
And give up pajamas.
For we know we need each other, so we better call the calling off. Let's call the whole thing off. Let's call the whole thing off.
Wait until you see her, you'll agree. My hometown gal's the only one for me. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. I got a gal in Kalamazoo. Don't wanna boast, but I know she's the toast of Kalamazoo. Years have gone by, my, how she grew. I like her looks when I carried her books in Kalamazoo. Gonna send a wire, hopping on a flyer, leaving today. Am I dreaming? I can hear her screaming. I am Mr. Jackson. Everything's O-K-A-L-A-M-A-Z-O. Oh, what a gal, a real pipperoo. I'll make my bid for that freckle-faced kid I'm hurrying to. We're going to Michigan to see the sweetest gal in Kalamazoo. Hopping on a flyer, leaving today. Am I dreaming? I can hear her screaming. I am Mr. Jackson. Everything's O-K-A-L-A-M-A-Z-O-O-O. Oh, what a gal, a real pipperoo. I'll make my bid for that freckle-faced kid I'm hurrying to. We're going to Michigan to see the sweetest gal in Kalamazoo. Kalamazoo.
Music to my ears. What a wonderful performance. Now, Abby Davison and Avery Martin will perform a special delight from comedy legends Abbott and Costello. You'd better take that suit over to my Uncle Herman's at the Cart Dry Cleaning Plant.
Dry cleaning plant? What's your Uncle Herman doing there?
Well, this is Saturday. He's dying today.
That's terrible, Abbott. I didn't even know he was sick.
Oh, he isn't sick. He's dying.
He's dying and he isn't sick?
That's right. If he was sick, then he couldn't die.
Why not?
Well, it's against the rules of the cleaning plant.
You mean they wouldn't let him into the place to die if he was sick?
That's right. If a man is sick, they won't let him into the place to die.
Then what do? Leave him out in the alley?
Oh, no. He can't die in the alley.
He can't?
No. If he wants to die, he has to go up 7 floors.
He's gotta die on the 7th floor?
Well, certainly.
Do they have any elevator in the place?
No.
The nerve of people!
What do you mean?
Making a poor man climb 7 floors to die. Why don't they send him home?
Because his wife won't let him die in the house.
Wife won't?
She don't want him dying in the house.
She don't?
No!
Well, he might as well go crawl under a rock. Imagine, a guy can't even die in his own house.
No. If there's any dying to be done around the house, his wife does it.
You mean his wife's gotta die too?
Certainly.
Abbott, what are you trying to do? Bump off the whole family?
Oh, keep quiet.
I'm gonna bring Uncle Herman to my house to die.
Oh, he couldn't die at your house.
And why couldn't he die at my house?
Because you have no die.
You've gotta have die to die?
Costello, would you pay attention? I'm trying to tell you that Uncle Herman has to die so he could live.
Well, naturally. What was that?
I said my Uncle Herman has to die to live. If he doesn't die, then he can't eat.
You mean he eats after he dies?
Well, certainly. He dies for a while, then he eats. Then he dies again, then he eats some more.
Must be the food that's killing him. He must be eating at your backstage joint.
No, you idiot. A man has to eat if he stands up all day, dying.
You mean he has to stand up to die?
Naturally. Did you ever hear of anybody lying down to die?
All the people I ever knew. They use the standard way.
No. He can't lie down in the job. He's got to be through dying by 6 o'clock. If he dies after 6, he gets time and a half.
You mean he gets paid for dying?
Oh, sure. It's piecework.
He dies a piece at a time?
Look, you idiot. When I say that Uncle Herman is dying, I don't mean that he's dying like a person dies when he dies. I mean he's dying for a living, and a person that dies for a living is living even though that he's dying.
Oh, when you say Uncle Herman is dying, you don't mean he's dying like a person dies when he dies. You mean he's dying for a living. And a person that dies for a living is living even though he's dying.
Now you've got it.
I don't even know what I'm talking about!
All right, folks, what a gas. You know, some would say they're still arguing to this very day. And next up, the talented members of our company will be performing Dave Wolp's arrangement of By Mir Bis Du Shane.
Of all the boys I've known, and I've known some, until I first met you, I was lonesome. And when you came in sight, dear, my heart grew light, and this old world seemed new to me. You're really swell, I'd have to admit you deserve expressions that really fit you. And so I racked my brain, hoping to explain all the things that you do to me. I'm here, Mr. Shane. Let me explain. I'm here, Mr. Shane, means that you're grand. I'm here,
Well, folks, that is going to bring our show to a close. We would like to thank our directors, Mrs. Chandra Polasic, Mr. Jonathan Mayo, Mr. Chad Fuller, and Mr. Mike Selecki. Thanks as well to our guest musicians, Mrs. Jessica Simbel and Mr. Josh Arlith, and our technical support, Mr. Justin Null. Finally, thank you to our technical crew, sound effects team, and all the other parents and administration who made this broadcast happen. This would not be possible without your support. We hope you have enjoyed our old-time radio show. Now, I'm going to see about a gal in Kalamazoo. Good night, everybody!